Hello, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Discovering Thailand and our live stream. Coming live to you from beautiful, sunny Chiang Mai. It's unbelievable. We've had such a really nice weather this week, considering the uh, flooding and storms that have been happening in the surrounding area. I know that a little bit north, up close to the Burmese border, they've had some issues with landslides and heavy rain, and also obviously in Laos and Vietnam with the typhoon that came through. But right here in Chiang Mai itself, we saw none of it in the city. So very, very lucky so far. And yeah, fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I will be upfront and just let you guys know that I have put monetizing and allowed YouTube to put ads on the live stream, only because I just want to see how much gets interrupted by advertising as YouTube do it. So, and I did notice, because what I've got set up here, I've got my desktop computer in front of me. To my left is my laptop where I've got the live stream running over there. So when I click to go live here and play my intro didn't come up at all. I didn't see that at all. Instead, they threw up the usual ad, which I had to wait to skip for 5 seconds. So that was interesting. That sort of defeats the purpose of having a 15-second intro. Anyway, hello, Hobby Time. Welcome, mate. Welcome. How are you, buddy? Good? Second time I've seen you on a live stream this morning. Well, this morning for me, anyway. There's Yak Lama. Hello. Welcome, mate. Welcome back. Good morning from sunny Chiang Mai. Of course, it is, isn't it? It's a really nice day. I'm looking forward to getting out there today. We'll talk about where I'm heading off to not long after this live stream this morning. I'm pretty excited for where I'm heading. So not somewhere that will be a YouTube video, that's for sure, but something that will benefit my channel. We'll see. Have a quick sip out of my second coffee for the day. I'm not doing too bad. So welcome. You'll notice I jumped in 10 minutes earlier than on being on the hour. I thought, oh, well, I'll catch people by surprise before they jump over to other live streams that might be set for on the hour. I thought I'll throw mine up and see what happens 10 minutes earlier. And we'll see if we get a few hundred in. But that's okay. You'll also notice we've got StreamYard seem to have added these borders, backgrounds thing on the side here. I don't know. I guess it's okay. I guess it's probably more where I'm on landscape mode, but probably something that might suit mobile phones. I'm not sure. But these are just the supplied backgrounds, but you can upload your own backgrounds and put that in. And that's fine by me. I mean, my left hand, this side here, if I get my directions right without bumping the microphone, this side here is blocking out my door to the bathroom, so you don't really want to see that. And on the other side over here is my bed, which we don't want to see. So we've got, everything in the frame as we want. So that's pretty cool. So yeah. So yeah, like I say, beautiful weather up here. It's going to be a nice, sunny, warm day. Possible rain this afternoon, but as usual, it's just a short storm, nothing too serious that usually comes through at this time of the year. So I'm finding. Anyway, yeah, so subjects for today that we're gonna have a bit of a chat about is being a YouTuber and creating videos and what's involved and how much work it is, and how to and why anyone should give it a go if you're interested. I'm a fairly introvert sort of person, but I guess this sort of have brought me out of my skin, so to say. And in the end, like I have hardly anything to talk about them, but once the camera's on, I suddenly all sorts of stuff comes out of my mouth. So hello Corey, Hello, welcome to you, mate. Welcome. Got a few people coming in now. We've got about 10 now, so that's good. Yeah, so if anybody out there who's curious about giving it a go, it doesn't take much. You can do it from any mobile phone. Just hit the go live button and you're out there and you're doing it, So it's not hard to do. It's a little bit nervous at first and you learn along the way. And 99% of people who watch your videos support you anyway and encourage you to do more. I find that's for sure. I'm determined not to let my coffee go cold. I'm enjoying this. I don't know if I mentioned it. I had to buy a new coffee jug, my second coffee jug. The last one I bought was a reasonable cheap one from Big C over here. It was about 400 baht. And it didn't last more than 3 weeks, and it just decided to stop working. So I had to go out. I went and bought a Philips one. So I got a good brand name. Cost me twice as much, but hopefully it'll last. Because microwaving your coffee is just not the same. So there you go. I don't drink a ton of coffee, not like I used to. Like that will probably be the last coffee. I may have one this evening, but that'll be my last coffee today. Although when I go out, like I will today, I may have a coffee, but we'll see. I love those smoothies they have. The ones with the ice in it and the cold drinks. I really do enjoy them, but I get brain freeze every time I slurp the stuff through a straw. Sorry about the ambulance going by. As you might know, I live quite close to the hospital here. And that's a regular sound you get living here. Hello, Jim. Welcome, mate. How was your movies and pizza? Hope it was good. That's good, mate. I hope you have a good time. Yeah, he's going off with meet up, catch up with your mates and that. Good one, mate. You enjoy your time there. So, yeah, I'll Joe. Hello, Joe. Hey, how are you? Hi, Joe. It's funny. I'm watching the chat. There we go. The StreamYard and YouTube have about a 10-second to 15-second delay. So I see the chat come up on my live stream view before I see it come up on StreamYard. But yeah, so what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I got plenty to say. So that's right. We're going to talk about, and let me just quickly check over here for a second. I'm just going to jump in and take a look at, here we go. All right. So we're talking about YouTubing and stuff like that. And I was sitting back. I like watching other channels, particularly ones related to Thailand, and seeing what other YouTubers are putting out there. And especially the ones that have some interesting content and that I can get ideas off as well, because there's a lot of places out there, particularly old stuff, things from years ago that people might have done a video on that nothing's been done recently. And I think, oh, well, maybe I should go have a look at that national park or go check out that place if they're still here. The big issue is a lot of places closed down over the couple of years of COVID. So you really do need to do a bit of research and make sure places are still there and still open. Yeah, so I ran across this video, this live stream that was happening. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? I have a look, and his name is IShowSpeed. I thought, okay, I'll go check out him. And he was doing a live stream. This was just a few days ago in the Philippines. So I jumped over there and I watched him, and my God, it was just unbelievable. I went through and watched this guy. There were hundreds and hundreds of people following him on his motorbike with his two minders either side of him and a guy who was doing the YouTube video of him in front as they're going through this street in Manila. And all these people on motorbikes everywhere, crowds on the street coming out, yelling out to him. His name's Ice. They're calling him, they're all yelling out, speed, speed, and I'm watching. He's got 29 million subscribers, right? On that live stream, he had 260,000 people watching that live stream. Over 250,000 were watching him live stream. And I'm thinking, who is this guy? How is this guy so popular? Like, that's amazing. And he actually went from 2 hours into that live stream that I think it went for a little bit longer, but 2 hours into that live stream, he went up by 100,000 subscribers. And he had the little count going up in the corner of his screen showing every time someone subscribed. And that counter was going over 3, 4, 5 a second throughout the live stream. So obviously I'm like, well, what's this guy done? How is he so famous on YouTube? So I went back into his channel and I'm looking down and I realized that he was actually in Thailand last week. Okay. So he went to Thailand last week. He came up here to Chiang Mai. He went to the tiger place and a temple or something. And he did a thing in Chiang Mai and then went into Bangkok. But the same thing, massive crowds of people pouring in everywhere, trying to get shots of him. And all his fans are there with their phones trying to get them and him in the background, you know. But he was taking a bit of risky. He was getting a bit risky being pushed about by the crowd. A few times, especially in the Philippines, he had to jump inside this BMW, or it was a Mercedes dealership. It was at night time. Got inside there because the crowd just got too big. There were thousands of people out there. So I dig into his channel and I go, well, who is he? And I went back through his videos and I've seen that he's doing this Asia, live stream Asia trip. And right now he's over in Vietnam. So he's doing some videoing in Vietnam and doing the Asia thing. But it's just amazing, like how much, and I went down through his videos and to this day, right now, I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is. I don't know how he got so big. He goes and how can you put it? He gets well-known people, famous people from the countries he's visiting to come on his channel purely for the fact that he has so many viewers when he live streams and so many subscribers. Nothing to do with him or who he is. It's the publicity. It's the exposure. That's what it is. The exposure that other people get on his stream, which in turn attracts more people to his stream. You know. So, but he just seems to have started off as just a nobody. He's American. He's Black American, but he just started off as a nobody really, and just built up and. He doesn't do anything that's unique to his channel. You know, his channel isn't about anything. And yet you can jump on, turn your camera on, go live and have 250,000 people tune into you. I mean, wow, that's powerful, isn't it? So I thought to myself, you know, I mean, that's never going to happen to me. Wouldn't want that to happen to me. You know? No, Jeff Reed there saying maybe you'll be in the same boat one day. No, I don't think so. I don't want to. I'm retired. I don't want to be working. And I know I did look into a few things and found that quite a few things were set up, you know, planned. You know, some of the exciting moments in his live streams are set up a bit. You know, there was one where he was driving a tuk-tuk. He got in and the driver let him drive it. He was visiting a temple. And he crashed it into a statue in the temple and all this. And then there's another one where he meets this girl in a shopping center, you know, just randomly in this store and talks to her and ends up inviting her out on a date and so forth. But it turns out he already knew her and it was all a setup. So it's a lot of work. It can be a lot of work creating that stuff, you know. So Moltank guy is saying, yes, he'd seen that one. Yeah. So, but yeah, interesting how he gets on. I mean, we all know of Mr. Beast, you know, and of course that's a huge channel, of course, much, much bigger. But at least he has a theme, you know. He does things and gives away gifts and he does a lot of charity work and he does a lot of things like that. And and overall, he's just your average guy who doesn't live in a mansion and has a pretty normal lifestyle, even though he's turning over millions of dollars, you know. But he has his style and the way what he does, his content he's creating, you know. But this guy just has, he was just, I just got me beat. It's just the culture, isn't it? It's just the way it is. I mean, you know, who knows, you know, maybe I'll branch out and get, you know, Discovering Thailand. I'll change the name to Discovering the Planet, and we can just go worldwide, you know, and drop into every country and do something like that, you know. I just don't get it, you know. It's amazing. So for all you would-be YouTubers out there, you know, I find that many YouTubers out there will go out, will do videos every day. Every day they'll do a video. And that's fine, but geez, it's a lot of work. I don't know how, it's hard work, not only coming up with content, but, you know, trying not to be too repetitive, not talking about the same things that you speak about in all your other videos, or doing videos that repeat what you've done before. Your content has to be fresh all the time, you know. And so many people get run down and bogged down when they do daily videos, you know. I'm happy to do one video every week, you know. That's fine with me, because I got a separate life that I enjoy, you know, lying by the pool. And, you know, there are times when I jump out on my motorbike and go for a ride somewhere, and I got no intention of videoing or filming anything. I'm just doing things for myself. You know, that's it. You know, yesterday I went out and made a video, thanks to you guys who recommended I do a video all about my budget, my monthly budget, what it costs me to live over here. Because a lot of people out there, they put videos out, oh, you can live in Thailand for $1,000 a month, you know, or, you know, $1,500 a month or whatever. And, well, who are you talking to? Because everybody's different, you know. So everybody has different levels of lifestyle, and yeah, it's more of a clickbait thing, you know, because they you know, they're finding a number that's suitable to the masses, and they jump on that, and that will get the most views. Whereas I've just made a video yesterday. I've just put the files on the computer. I haven't even started with the editing process or anything yet. But it's a very individual thing, okay? It's about me. I'm not saying that anybody else can do what I'm doing and live on my expenses per month, all right? Because just one little thing that I do differently to anyone else could blow your budget way out of proportion, okay? Not many people can say they're going to move to Thailand to retire and also say they don't drink alcohol. I'm one of them. So my budget's not going to be too useful to you, although there are other things in there that will appeal to you, because we all have to rent, we all have to pay our bills, we all have to do our grocery shopping. So those expenses will relate to you. But my total amount for the end of the month does not involve alcohol or cigarettes, because I don't smoke, you know, or anything else that I don't smoke. So, you know, that can make a substantial increase to your budget. I'm not going to give away too much, but I will say that it was an interesting subject, and I enjoyed making the video because there was a lot to talk about. I went through a whole list of stuff here, of basically grabbed my calendar up there for each month and went through, right, so this is what I have to pay for each month, and went through all my bills. So, you know, but there's a topic there. I mean, I don't expect that to get 1 million views, but, you know, it was something interesting. But what I find when it comes to creating the video was, right, where am I going to do this? Where am I going to do it? I sit here on the lounge, set up the camera and just video myself and start talking and explaining it. Yeah, I could do that. Or go for a walk somewhere, you know. The other day I did the live stream from the park up the road here. That worked out really well, you know. So I thought to myself, well, I'll go to a park. Let's go to a park again. So I don't remember the name of it. I'm really bad with names, but the north of the city, 20 minutes from where I am. So it's about another 10 minutes north of the main city of Chiang Mai. There's a massive park up there where they have the Flower Festival is up there. Okay, and a few other things. And Kevin there, hello Kevin, saying drinking in Thailand doesn't have to be expensive like everything else it can be. Yeah, well, that's true. No, it doesn't. But when you don't drink at all, then that's a chunk out of your budget for living here. I mean, you can go spend it on something else. I spend it on model kits that I build. I spend it on other stuff as well. So, it's not like you're going to have that much extra in your pocket each month. You'll find places to spend your money. Go down to 7-Eleven and grab something out of the fridge quite cheap, rather than going to the bar and paying a little bit extra. But again, it's the social aspect of it all as well. So I can understand, I'd probably have a lot more friends if I drank more. I really probably would. That's not a bad thing. And I'm not saying drinking's not good for you or anything like that. That's fine. It's just that for those who don't know, I grew up in a background where I worked in the security industry. And I pretty much had to be on call 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So there was no time in my lifestyle to go out and have a drink at all. And I certainly couldn't have alcohol in my system while I was working in case shit went down. And then, of course, they come out and test you and, shit hits the fan. So, yeah. So I went years and years without, it wasn't my scene. So I went out to this park. I thought I'll do a walking video through the park. And when I got there about 8:30 in the morning. There were all these food stalls setting up. And I thought, oh, that looks pretty cool. And in the background, down the back, was this massive concert stage. So obviously they have big music festivals at this place. If you're up here, you probably know where I'm talking about. So that was really good. And then there was another building where it was Saturday yesterday, so they had all these people going in from some government agency having a meeting of some sort. So there was hundreds of people showing up to go in having a conference of some sort. Anyway, I thought this will be okay. And then I walked along, and then as I got closer to the area where it's on a lake, there's a nice lake there too. I thought, right, got the camera out ready, got it on the selfie stick, and all the rest. And then all of a sudden the gardeners start up their leaf blowers, and the lawnmowers and cutting away and all this noise. And I'm going, oh, great timing. So I thought, oh, well, look, I'll go down the other end of the park where I saw the food stands setting up, and they have all these statues. And I took a few photos. It was a nice place. And while I'm down there, again, get the camera ready. I'm all set to go. I found a really nice spot. There's this beautiful bench by the lake in the shade. I'll sit there, and then we'll go for a walk, and I'll do this YouTube about my budget for the month. All of a sudden, over the PA from this stage, is the guy down there doing a sound check. Testing, swati cup, testing, 1, 2. And I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. And it was loud. You could hear that like a kilometre away, I reckon, doing a big sound test. So there goes that idea, walking around a quiet park. So I thought, well, I can't do this, How many times am I going to have to do retakes every time with this guy if he cuts in while I'm doing a video? So these are things you've got to think about when you're videoing. So the other alternative is, I thought, well, what the hell? I'm going to go for a ride. But at that stage, I was just going to come back here and film it. I thought, well, come back to my original idea. But then on the way back, I thought about the guy that I rent my motorbike off. I thought, I'll give him a quick message and see if he's available, because he has this coffee, really nice coffee when I was there. I said, I'll see if he's home. I'll message him and I'll call around for a coffee. So he's from Belgium, and he has this coffee from Belgium. Anyway, I get a message back saying, yep, I'm home. I thought, cool. So I went and visited him. So this is where I rent my motorcycle from. And so I ended up sitting there chatting away to him for well over an hour, probably nearly 2 hours we're talking. And really nice guy. And he had a few customers come in, and he's selling a few motorbikes, and he's got all the other ones there for rent. And I was talking to him about the bike I'm renting from him, how I'd like to get a top box for the back of it and a rack fitted. So we come up with, well, I'll tell you what, either you can go and buy one. He told me what they cost. It probably cost me between 3,000 and 4,000 baht. That's all fairly cheap for it to be a top box and fitted, probably something that's like a 15, 20 litre size. Because on my bike, as good as it is, my full face helmet doesn't fit under the seat, okay, which is a little bit of a hassle if it rains somewhere and you've got it sitting out on your bike. The inside of your helmet could get wet. But not only that, but I'd like the extra space. When I go and do my grocery shopping up the road here, I ride my scooter, and I can carry 2 bags. That's my limit. One under the seat and one on the hook in the front of the scooter. But if I had a box on the back, well, then I could go buy my ice cream and a few other bits and pieces that I normally wouldn't be able to fit or carry back. And not only that, but later, in a couple of months' time during the high season, once this rain's gone away, I do want to go for longer rides and possibly overnight rides. So to be able to take an overnight kit and bag, extra space. So getting back to the top box, we come up with the other option was that I'd give him a little bit. He can go get one, fit it to the bike for me, and I pay an extra, I don't know, 100 baht or something a month on my rental. The other option is that I go out and buy it, and then when I return the bike, when I don't want to rent it anymore, which I can't see is going to be any time soon, I certainly want to keep this bike for a while. We could do a deal in the end and let him keep it for the next person who wants to rent it. So, a few options there. But so I went back to him. But before I called in there, I stopped at this little market. There was a little local market. We're in the south of Chiang Mai now, just a couple of blocks south of the south gate of the wall. I don't know the suburbs. I don't know the suburb names. And I thought, right, I'll video here. I don't care about the background noise. That would be fine, background noise of the market. I'll just walk through here, do my video, and chat, talk as we're walking through the market. But it was really, really noisy. Like there were motorbikes everywhere and people calling out and music playing. And I thought, oh, this is no good. This is just not going to work. And then I looked up the road a little bit, and sure enough, there's a temple there. And I thought, hey, it's got to be quiet in the temple, right? So I walked up, across the road, went to the temple, found a nice quiet bench to sit in the grounds of the temple. Nobody else around. I could hear the monks inside doing their chanting. All right. And I thought, that's great. Nice background noise. I'll leave that. That's fine. So you could just hear the faint chanting of the monks all the way through the video. And I sat down there, grabbed my book out and then all my notes and went through and I made the video. So in the end, I got the video done. It was all good. I'm just hoping that the monks don't claim copyright against me for their chanting in the background. I'm pretty sure that YouTube aren't going to be too concerned about that. Otherwise, I will have to shoot the video again. But yeah, I'm sure that that shouldn't be an issue. We'll see. Scar Model Moose, how are you, buddy? Welcome. So yeah, that's the sort of thing you got to deal with, Yeah, that's right. Kevin saying, yeah, look up any road in Chiang Mai and there'll probably be a temple there for sure. There's always a quiet spot you can go into, and they got no problem with that. You can go in there and do that, sit there and do that. But again, it was just for the subject. It didn't need to show my surrounds or anything like that. It was just talking about the budget for the month. So I'll have that video up sometime during next week. But what I also wanted to mention is equipment you're using. Okay, so like content here in Thailand is pretty easy to find. There are so many unique places, particularly in Chiang Mai here. Coffee shops, restaurants, unique looking places, villages to go through, mountain rides, hop on the motorbike, set your camera up on the bike as you're riding, get some footage that way. There's tons of stuff, absolutely. That's not a problem. But if you want to get a wider audience on YouTube, it needs to be something that's going to attract people that are outside Thailand, wanting to come here. They want some of that information of what it's like getting here, and the visa situation, the driver's license, the residency certificate, all those sort of videos go through the roof. I'm heading up to, I think, my retirement visa video is getting up to the 25,000, I think, views on it. So it's obviously the best on the channel, gone really well. It was really good. You should do a condo tour. Let me bring you up on the chat here. Here we go. Jeff Reed. Excuse me. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to bring. We'll get to you. Don't worry. We'll get down to you in a sec. I want to address that. A temple tour. I did one on a temple in Chiang Mai in the city there, one of the main temples. I did one through there. It was fun, but I sort of feel like I'm imposing a little bit. I went in the temple when nobody else was in there, of course, and did the filming. And I wandered around there and got some shots. So that was okay. There is a temple tour there. But again, people going there for serious reasons, to give merit to Buddha and speak with the monks and get their blessings and so forth. And they don't want a YouTuber going around, making a video and all that sort of thing. So, but I do find that most temples are open 24 hours a day. So if you go there first thing early in the morning, there's less people around. The monks themselves have no problem at all. I've even been told to interview some monks. They shouldn't be an issue doing that as well, because a lot of them do speak English. Part of their learning is speaking to foreigners and learning other languages. So that may be something on the list of to do. But I will get back to talking about. Now I'll talk about Jeff Reed here, who's saying, "Will you do any condo videos?" The answer to that is never, never. The reason why is because, to me, they're a waste of time. Because a condo is only available for a short period of time, and then it's rented out and it's gone. And nobody's going to look at that video in 2-3 months or 2-3 years' time, are they? Those videos might be fantastic at the beginning and you might get a lot of views, and then it's just going to sit there in the history of your videos and nobody's going to watch them, because who's going to watch a video of a condo that was available months ago that's no longer, or years ago no longer? So they're really a waste of time for my style of channel. Now, if you're a real estate agent, obviously, yes, you're going to do condo videos, all right? But I have no interest on, I mean, they'd be easy to do. It'd be fun to do them, but long term, they're not viable to help build your channel, basically. You'll get subscribers that come in and watch it for the first time or so, and that, but they're not going to come back and watch it again. And people who are looking at condos eventually are going to rent one, and then they're not going to be looking at condos anymore. I mean, before I moved here, I was watching Perfect Homes and all their videos. I was watching Perfect Homes doing their videos on condos because I was coming here to live here. Okay, I'll give a shout out, John Chiang Mai, all right, who is just changed his channel name, who is now John, I can't remember his surname. Sorry about that. Canton. John Canton's his channel name. He's just recently changed it because he's expanding. He used to do a lot of videos on condos as well, and I watched him. In fact, a lot of his videos were very helpful for me coming over here. But now I'm here. The last thing I'm doing is searching condos in Thailand, condos in Chiang Mai, rentals, because it's not something I need to worry about anymore. I've got one. So, yeah, they're great short term, but not long term. Who we got? You know where you got to go then, Pete? Hobby Time's saying, I don't know. Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, you're saying you've learned more about Thailand since you started this channel. Yeah, well, that's the idea. Is I want people that are coming here to live here, like I did, to know as much as possible, and to really, you need to spend time here before you decide to live here. Okay, because you've got to experience the place. It's like buying a new house in a new suburb. That's just on a smaller scale, though. All right, you want to buy a new house. You want to know what's the traffic like, what's the transport like, where's the schools, where's the corner shop, what's security like, is it a safe area, all those things about where the house is you're looking to buy, and you research the suburbs. Well, you're moving to a whole new country, and in a lot of cases you don't usually have the option to go back once you've come here. You've sold up everything, and I do get contact from people who have never been here before that are just planning to sell up and move here. And as great as that is, I'm all for you. I'm on your side. Good luck. All the best of luck to you guys. But if you can, at least have a holiday here first. Just YouTube, checking YouTube and Googling and finding out all information is all great to build up that base of what you know, but you've got to experience it here. Yeah. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I do. I'm giving my experience of moving here. There we go. Just check on and Scale Model News saying visiting those places is one reason for me to go over there. Of course, yeah. Hey, it's a great place to visit for a holiday, certainly, especially if you're in the winter and you come down here. So many people in Europe and so forth come down here for the winter, for the sun. It's great. What else we got? You can ask for permission to film and do a voiceover later at home. That's true. Yes, I actually did that with my Chiang Mai railway station video. Okay, so some of it I videotaped there on the location, but also some of it I did as a voiceover as well. So the section where we walk through and we look at where the booking office is and where the payphones and the ATM is and the platforms and information. I videoed all that, and then I cut the sound and I did a voiceover, and that's fine. In fact, it almost sounds like I'm actually there. You wouldn't know it was a voiceover. So yes, that's also an option of doing stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, that's right. So yeah, good. I'm glad you have learnt a lot. What made you choose, Kevin? Hey, buddy. What made you choose the condo you are in now? All right. I had a list of things that I wanted and I needed in a place I live. First of all, I wanted it to be a decent size. These 32 square meter or less are just too small. From your front door to the balcony, if you've got one, it's like 5-6 steps and you've just covered the length of your condo. I don't want to be claustrophobic in that. I had to have a balcony. I need to have a balcony. I don't want to be boxed in. So my condo had to have a balcony, all right? The direction it faced was very important to me, mostly for the sun. As we know, it's very hot here in Thailand, and you want to... I didn't want sun shining in my condo. Even though you can pull the blinds and block it out, it's still going to heat up in there, and you're going to use the aircon more. But I did like the sun in the morning. Okay, I love the sun. I'm an Aussie. I'm from the beaches in Sydney and Queensland. All right, I love the sun, and my sunlight comes in here in the morning like it is now. But after a couple of hours, say about 10 o'clock in the morning, depending on the time of the year, I'm finding it's moved around the other side of the building and it's over the pool area, and I'm back in the shade. And it never gets high enough in the sky from the sunrise to generate enough heat in here. And I found that even through the hot season, other than the really hot days when it was in the 40s, I could get by without using the aircon. And that can make a huge difference on your bill. This is all part of the budget, you know. I don't like aircon if I can avoid it. And I like the heat. I'm a skinny guy. I don't have much fat on me, so I don't feel the heat like a larger person probably would. So that was one thing, okay? The other thing was cost, okay? So I had a price range was between, now I'm paying $8,000 a month here, okay? I explained that in the video that I made yesterday. My budget was between 7 and 12. Now, and it all depended on how many on my checklist I could tick off. I was willing to pay up to $12,000 a month if it had everything on my checklist. All right. It just so happens that this place was central to everything. I'm a 20-minute walk out of Chiang Mai. I'm about less than 10 minutes motorbike ride into the center of the Chiang Mai city. Okay, but out the front here, I have a 7-Eleven. I have, what's the other one? That Plus store across the road. I've got supermarkets up and down the road that I can shop at. I have all the food stalls and cafes along the street down here. Everything I need is right here out front. So I don't have to go any far for anywhere. And there's a little market down the road where I can buy some fresh produce and everything. Everything was close. The only thing that didn't have in this condo for me, which was on my list, although it wasn't a high priority on my list, was there's no gym. Now, I never used the gym when I was back in Australia, all right? But it was one of my New Year's resolutions, or my retirement resolutions, was to start going to the gym. And I still should. But, geez, you know, I go to the pool. The place had to have a pool. That was high priority. Definitely had to have a pool. I had to swim. I had to be able to lay down in the sun. There's no beaches here like I'm used to. We're up in Chiang Mai in the jungles and mountains. So I had to have a pool. And believe me, I use it daily. Okay. So that's the reason. Yeah, that's about it. Some of the bonuses I got when I moved in here was the view. So I'm up high. I got a nice view. I can see all the mountains in the distance. The gym's not an issue. You know, there's a hotel next door where they have a gym where you can pay a fee to use their gym, which is quite reasonable. If you pay for 6 months up front, you can get it quite cheap. But yeah, I'm sort of umming and ahhing about that because I haven't been to a gym since I was in my 20s, right? And I really need to be someone showing me how to use the equipment properly so that I'm getting the most benefit out of it. And they didn't have anyone over there that could do that. So if anybody's on here that knows anyone, you know, like a trainer, someone I could have show me just for a couple of weeks in a gym how to use the equipment properly, that would be great. You know, start me on a program of so many reps of this weight and give me a goal and I'll go, excuse me, and I'll go regularly to the gym, you know, just for my overall fitness. I'm not trying to get a six-pack or anything. Holy cow, I got a pot belly stove going on down here, but just for my overall fitness. Yeah, treadmill, bicycle, weights, maybe, things like that. But I need a thing like that. Even going down to the pool here, you know, I'm setting myself laps. When I first came here, moved into here, I mean, I was a bad swimmer. I never could swim, even though I used to go out on the surf and everything. Doing one lap of the pool was an effort. Now I can do 6 or 7, even 8 laps of the pool. So I'm building that up. So I'm pretty proud of that. And if I can see the progress happening, I'll keep going. It's motivation to keep going, you know. So that's why I chose the condo here. And not only that, there's some really great people that live here. You know, I'm bumping into people all the time. New faces now and then. Not everybody lives here all year round. A lot of people own condos here that come from their home countries for a holiday and stay in their condos that they own, you know. So, yeah, or they rent. It's very well known. Some people have been here almost since the place was built, and, you know, 25 plus years ago. I've met a couple people that have been here that long, you know, so that's a good sign, isn't it? There you go. So we're trying to keep on subject, but yeah. But as for that YouTuber kid, good luck to him. Good luck to him. He's in Vietnam now, I think, doing a run through there, being chased by mobs of kids trying to get selfies with him for God knows why, but, you know, good on him. I found the retirement one good, as I'm looking to retire there next year, says Joe. Yeah. It's still current information there. Nothing has changed. It's still all right. You'll notice I write in the title update, and I'll add the month as the months go by. So next month it'll say updated October. So people, when they search for it and they get the result comes up, they'll know that they're looking at current information that hasn't been changed. And if there was something that was to come up that made a difference, I'd put that down in a comments, not in the comments, but in the description below. You know, like some requirements changed or something like that, but nothing has. And to be honest, nothing has for many years, as far as I'm aware. That retirement visa, called the retirement visa, which is, you know, whatever stay visa, I can't think of the name now, is still the same. Okay, so there you go. But I'm glad it's helped. Listen, I called into Assist Thai Visa a few weeks ago just to pick up. They photocopied some of the paperwork. I have to go back actually and get some more photocopies of the paperwork for my 90-day reporting. Although I will be trying it online this month, but I need that piece of paper. And while I was in there, there was an Australian couple in there who recognised me and come up and said and introduced themselves to me and saying, "We're right here now because of your video." I thought, oh, fantastic. That's great. So, you know, but they're great. They're great people to help you out if you want to go that way and get some help with your visa. So, yeah, I'm really happy that people, I mean, I've had people come up and thanking me in the street. It's really, really is a confidence boost. It's really great to get that, you know. Yeah. I haven't had any trolls come out and try and clobber me over the head yet. That'll happen when I'm up there with the 29 million subscribers, I think. Can you imagine that, being chased down? I have to have my own bodyguards. But anyway, need a few holidays in different parts first. Yes, that's true. Yeah. See, I've traveled a lot of places around the world over the last 15 years. You know, I started off on an Everest expedition many years ago with Edmund Hillary's son, Peter Hillary. That was a memorable time. We summited 2 mountains and we went up the second base camp up on the ice wall of Everest, and we went into Tibet. We opened up new areas for the trekking company to take future groups out to. It was an exploratory expedition. Amazing. And that started me with the travel bug, you know. Fantastic. Back then, before mobile phones and old SLR Pentax cameras then, things have changed. Hobby Time saying the station one was great. I'm glad you enjoyed that, mate. Yeah, it was good. It was good that I actually went out there the next morning and met the train. In the distance, depending on which way the wind's blowing out there, I can hear the train as it comes into the station in the mornings. It's around about 8 a.m. And I thought, I'll get out there and see if we can catch all the people coming off from Bangkok on the overnight train. And then I snuck on the train and did a quick walk through one of the carriages. I didn't really sneak on. The station security said it was okay, so it was all good. And of course, the lovely girl in the reception at the hotel across the road, she was really helpful too, for somewhere to stay. But there you go. These things you can add to your content of your YouTube. My channel is growing. It's growing steadily. We're up an extra 150 subscribers in the last fortnight, less than a fortnight, I think. So around about the 1st of this month, we hit the 2,000 mark. That was fantastic. And I think it was that one of those videos that brought in a lot of people that was really, really good, that went really popular. And it was great. So, the channel is trickling along. It would probably grow a bit quicker if I did more videos, but I don't want to do more videos. I just want to do more content that people can relate to. Once a week is fine. Once a week is fine. And do what you're suggesting, like I did with my budget for the month. What else we got? Yes, that's very true. Yeah, it is. Swimming is one of the best physical exercises you can do. It's no impact, and it's a full body thing it's like doing push-ups in space, isn't it? Really, it'd be like weightlessness. That's what it is. No impact. But then again, you do need to do impact as well. But for your own joints and flexibility, and movement, stiff neck, that sort of thing, swimming's the best thing I've found. Yeah. How are we going? We're just checking down here. We got, is there a place where you can post a notice to find a trainer? Yeah, there probably is. We do have a notice board down in the foyer, so I could probably do that, But, it's on my list of to-do. I have a big to-do list, all right? I've gone from the bucket list to the to-do list now. I have a bucket list. It's on my Facebook. If you dug really deep, you'd find it. There's probably about 100 items on my bucket list. Almost all of them are ticked off, including some pretty extreme shit that I've done. But and still live to talk about it. But yeah, I've gone on to I've got to get around to that list. Yeah, it's a little bit more subtle. But that's a good point, though. I will think about that. Maybe I should just show up at a gym, and maybe there'll be somebody there who I could just ask. Doesn't hurt to ask. People here in Thailand, whether you're a foreigner or you're a Thai, it doesn't matter. People will always help if you ask. There's some really great people out there, and don't be afraid to ask. And if I just show up at the gym, there might be someone there, that say, hey, am I doing this right? Or, how do you progress? How do you keep track of your progress on your stepping machine or doing those weights? It's a social thing, so I'm sure, I should. Joe's saying there are parks there with gym for the public. Yes, I've seen those, although some of them aren't in very good condition, are they? Some that have been built years ago and now they're sort of rusting away. But I've seen those, yeah. There is a few parks around like that. So like I should be walking, which is the next thing I think someone said, Kevin there. Now you have a bike. Are you walking less? Probably yes. Yeah. Scamon saying, Dan and I are downsizing our life currently, and those factors were some of the ones on my list. Yeah, that's right. No, that's fine. Yeah. So, but that's how I came to living in the condo. But yeah, like you're saying here, am I walking less? Yeah, listen, I've still got the swollen feet problem. I don't know. I'm trying to ignore it now, but it's not going away, and that's not good. So, yeah, it's swollen on the top of my feet. Yeah. Not so much on the ankles now. It's more moved to the top. But I do find that if I wear my sand shoes and I'm out on walking and then I come back, the swelling's gone down. The shoes and my tight compression socks I'm wearing compress it down, and it's it's fine, it's a lot better. But I can't wear shoes all day. It's too hot wearing shoes and socks all day. And I don't wear shoes inside. So, and that's not really a solution to the problem, is it? So we'll figure that out. I do need to go back to the hospital over here to get a blood test now that I'm off the blood thinners, and maybe we'll bring up that subject there again too. So, yeah. And yeah, it's okay. I'm all good. I'm healthy. I'm fit. Otherwise, touch wood. There's no wood here, but anyway, you should go to Soy 6 Rugby Club. Yeah, okay. I'm not a sports person. I don't follow sports, so yeah. But who knows? Do they have other club thing in there? Is it more than just a rugby club? Maybe I should. I tried to go up to the German, whatever it is up here where the golf course is. But that place has sort of become a bit deteriorated. There's not much happening there. And there is a group here that a group of YouTubers that meet occasionally. Their website's pretty quiet. They don't do much on their Facebook page. It's unfortunately. And I just missed one of their last meetings, and I don't know when their next one is. But they have a lot of stuff all about the algorithm and doing YouTube for business purposes as well, so that would be interesting. And the other day when I did my live stream up the road in that park, guys don't know this, but after I finished the stream, after we went for a walk, when I came back past that place, there must have been 20 people there, 20 foreigners that had met up in that little shelter in the park there. And there was one woman in there talking to them all, and I don't know what it was all about. I was going to stay, but I had to go because I wanted to get up to Central Festival. But I know that, well, that was Sunday, wasn't it? So I don't know if they meet every Sunday. After the stream, I'm heading off to Central Festival again. I will go past that park on the way. If I see them there, I'm going to pull in there and just walk up and say, hey, what's this all about? Find out what they're meeting for. Maybe it's the local AA group. Oh, well, I guess that's no good to me. Anyway. Hey there, Jim. Hey there, buddy. Good to see you, mate. So, yeah. How are we doing? We got nearly 20 people watching. That's great, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, thumbs up there, guys, And if you got a chance, Gymkhana Club. Yes, that's it, Kevin. That's the one. Yeah. I'm not a golfer either. Maybe I should start these things, shouldn't I? I should start playing. No, golf I can't. I don't know. It's just a lot of time hitting the ball around that I could just think of a lot of things I find better to do. Yeah. Would you like me to do YouTube videos as I do 9 holes of golf? I don't think so. That wouldn't be too popular, would it? All right. Peter, ads during the live chat. Yes. So let me know. I've actually put the monetization on the live stream for the first time this time. I just want to see how much of an interruption it is to the live stream, and give me some feedback, particularly if you're watching this as a replay. A lot of people watch this as a replay and they'll see the ads. Usually what I do is I put it up when it's uploaded and all that, then sometimes I'll click monetization, but really, it's not really a big thing. But I just was curious to see if me watching it on my laptop, if I would have ads come in, and how often YouTube. I don't control the ads that come in on a live stream. It's all YouTube doing it. And how relevant are they to you as well? Like, are you seeing ads for dog food and you don't own a dog? Let me know. Let me know these things. Probably won't be doing it again. I'll probably skip the ads. Swimming is a great form of exercise. Resistance training without impact. That's exactly right. Write on a piece of paper and take it next time you go out. Lol. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, just go in and hold up a sign saying, I need help. There we go. Yeah, in 3 languages, like in Australian, English, and American. Hey? I should get some help then. I hate shoes, but that's not a solution. Talk to the doc about ASAP. Yeah, for sure. Gymkhana Club it is. Yeah. Jason saying L from Rugby Club. Very good. Okay. And 2 so far. All right. Very good. Golf, says Kevin. I just can't wear the pants. Do you have to wear the pants? What are the caddies like? You can't play golf here without having a caddy to carry your golf. And they're girls up there, or women, girls. I don't know. I didn't pay much attention. But having a pretty Thai girl pass you your clubs and give you golfing tips on the 9 holes, maybe that could get me interested. Who knows? Yeah. But part of the fee, I think, includes the caddy. Maybe that's why it's so popular with the people. I know a few people here. I see them in the mornings going down with their golf clubs. Maybe it's the caddies is why they go play golf. Who knows? Anyway. I see. Yeah, if you have YouTube Premium, well, you won't see the ads. That's right. That's right. Very good. So what I was going to mention is that I've got to go to Central Festival. 2 reasons. One reason, which I didn't mention last week because I didn't know this until after the live stream when I went up there last week. I went to the DJI store up there, and because the new DJI Action 5 Pro camera is coming out in the next few weeks, and that's great. It's a fantastic camera coming out, amazing camera, but it's a bit overkill for what I need. And right now the Action 4 camera is the latest one, and even that is more than I need. I have the Action 1, the original one. It's 5-6 years old. It's got me through no problem using it for lots of stuff, and it's been fine, but it's wear and tear, and it's not, it's time to upgrade basically. So I went up to see them, and it turns out that the number 4 that's on display now is the latest, will be replaced by the number 5, and the number 4 will go back to where they have the number 3 displayed now. So right now up there is the number 4 camera and the number 3. The Action 3 is the one I want. Okay, it's a big upgrade to what I have. It has all the features that I want, and the number 4 doesn't have enough extra to justify the price increase, and certainly the number 5 Pro, it's only in a Pro version, is way overkill for what I need. I don't need the slow motion, and I don't need all the other stuff. What I need is good quality picture and audio. Okay, so I want that number 3. So that number 3 is coming off display and being replaced by the 4, and then the 5 will go on as their new camera. I asked him on the spot then, could I buy your demo model number 3 here on display? Because you can't buy them anymore from DJI. They'll be discontinued, all right? And he said that when the new one comes out, he'll speak to their bosses and find out if I can buy one of their demos. Now, they have the demo one on display there, but they also have 2 out the back in a box that have sat there for 12 months and never been put on display. They're still brand new in the box. He said, it's still classed as the demo model. I'll give you one of those. And he reckons I could get up to 40% off, even up to half price of the current price. So right now, I wrote it down, 6,490 baht is what they want for the Action 3. All right. To get that for about 3,500 baht, that's just over 100 US dollars. That's like 140 Australian dollars. That's a huge saving. And the money I'm saving will allow me to buy what I also really want is the microphone. Okay. The Mic 2 that came out earlier this year. that alone is 7,000 baht. Okay, that cost as much as this Action 3 camera, all right? But I need the microphone. I want the microphone for 3 reasons. The sound quality is far superior than just running off the camera, which I have been doing, just the built-in microphone, all right? It's an external Bluetooth microphone, okay? And it comes with a transceiver or transmitter, which is all digital and touch screen on the transmitter, all right? It has great quality control on it. And not only does it work with my DJI camera, but my Android phone and an iPhone, if you had one, it plugs straight in. It has an adapter and you can use it. So when I'm live streaming off my phone, I could be using the Mic 2 from DJI and improve the quality there, all right? And on top of that, instead of using this thing sticking in my face, which works fine, but it's a bit cumbersome, my mic will work on my live streaming through my PC as well. So I get the best of 3 worlds if I get this microphone. So that's the plan. And also, the other advantage is that I forgot what I was going to say because I just looked at your comment there, Scale Model, saying 7K is about $210 US. Yeah, that's for the microphone. The top of the range. It's up there. It's up there with GoPro. These Action DJI are, in most cases, better than GoPro in some cases, but they're up at that level of the latest. So good stuff. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to, hopefully when I see him today, he'll let me know. I don't think I'll be able to get the camera today. I mean, maybe I can. Maybe he will sell me one of the boxes out the back. He's still got his display camera there, so fingers crossed. I'm looking forward to that. That's what I was trying to say before. The other advantage is the editing, all right? So if I have a better quality picture from the original shoot, better quality audio from the recording, then that's less work for me in the editing side of things, all right? I can go out there, I can do higher quality stuff and spend less time editing. To edit a video like that railway station one here in Chiang Mai, all right, there was about 2.5 to 3 hours of me sitting here in front of the computer doing all the color controls, doing all the editing, doing all the sound and all that stuff to get it sounding properly. A lot of that stuff I won't have to do because of the quality of this camera. And it gives me more time to get down to that swim and down to that pool and do laps, or out to the gym with my personal trainer. You know, it's all win-win, isn't it? You know, but like you guys, you know, you can do it from your camera. You can do it from your camera. You know, I've shot video from my camera. I showed up, where was it? The train, right? You know that train video I did with the train coming along and the tunnel and the white bridge, that video I did, that was all shot on here, all on my phone. You know why? Because when I got there with my action cam, I'd left the memory card back here in my PC from when I was downloading the files to my computer. I forgot to put the memory card back in, and here I am with a camera. Couldn't even use it because there was no memory card. So, you know, you can shoot quite good video from the camera as well. Of course, a lot of it's the editing as well. You go in and do all your editing. You know, I don't like the editing. I don't enjoy the editing. You really got to be in the mood for that. So, you know, it's like rewatching what you've just shot 5 or 6 more times. It's like, you know, yeah, it's a bit much, you know. But anyway, here we go. I have the latest GoPro. I bought it with my gift points from work. So all I paid was the tax. Nice. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. I bought the DJI camera because I used to have the drone. I bought the Mavic 2 drone when it came out back in Australia when I used to ride out on my motorbike and go out into the outback and stuff. I took my drone with me and I used to get some amazing aerial shots of the outback and all the desert and stuff and me riding along. So the DJI drone was fantastic. Unfortunately, I sold that before I came over here. I wish I'd bought that with me. I would have certainly used it if I did. So, you know, a drone's very useful. You can get some amazing different point of view of things from a drone. I don't know how you go with permission flying over temples and populated areas. They are quite noisy and probably a bit of an issue. But for some of the scenic areas out here, oh yeah, get some drone footage. Yeah, in the future, when you guys all join my camera when you all join my channel for just $5 a month, you know, as a member, we could all save up for that drone. Look, I'm going to spend the money on something that eventually I need, you know, and in the end, we're going to produce better content on the channel. That's what it's all about, you know. What else we got? Tell them you will plug the company name for a good deal. Yeah, well, that's right. You know, I did give him my details. My YouTube channel, which he signed up on the spot and subscribed. You know, it's one of those things. The title is Discovering Thailand. I'm really glad that title was available when I got it, because it's a great title to have, Discovering Thailand, right? And it gives me room to expand in future, which I'm going to. And as the channel grows, I will be discovering more of Thailand. I'm already planning getting out of Chiang Mai and doing the surrounding areas on overnight trips in the next month or so and Christmas. So that's all going to be coming up. As for heading south and doing stuff, or heading up to Chiang Rai and doing things like that in the new year, that'd be fantastic as well, you know. All right, Roy's there. Hello, Roy. G'day, mate. Roy. So was Chiang Mai affected by any flooding from Typhoon Yagi? It sure hit Chiang Rai badly. Yes. Chiang Rai did cop it badly, didn't it? I saw that on the news. You're obviously much more closer to the Lao border. Most of it would have been just the rain that came down, and the flooding was pretty bad. Look, I can tell you here, nothing changed here. On the outskirts, I did read there was a landslide, and I think 6 people were killed. It said Chiang Mai in the title of the YouTube channel I saw this reported on, but it wasn't actually in Chiang Mai. It was in one of the provinces outside of Chiang Mai. Okay, but in here, for the last week, it's been a beautiful sunny day, overcast and scattered showers around, and the odd storm, but nothing out of the ordinary. We've been lucky that Chiang Mai City and probably 15 kilometers around had no problems at all. There was some flooding up north of Pai and near the Burmese border, and probably in the direction towards more Chiang Mai. But, you know, Chiang Mai is in a basin completely surrounded by mountains. So if the storm can come across and get over that mountain pass and come down into our valley here, then we'll get rain. But as it was, I think the mountains were like a blockade and stopped it, and we didn't get anything too bad here. So it was all good. Not sure, but you need a license for a smaller drone, I believe. Yeah, I've seen that too, and apparently they're not hard to get. They're not hard to get. And I got no problem doing that. That'd be fine. Especially in populated areas. I know that when I was in Brisbane, in Queensland, which is where I had used the drone mostly, they have a lot of restriction on airspace. So the whole thing is running on GPS for its navigation. And when you bring up the details on your mobile phone or on the controller, it's linked onto your mobile phone or tablet, which I use because the screen was bigger. If you were in a no-fly zone, the thing won't even take off, right? It won't even take off. Or it'll take off, but it'll only go a few meters high, and it won't let you go any higher. There are hacks. There are hacks you can download that can bypass those things, but you wouldn't want to get caught. But if you can get, like the DJI Mavic 2 drone, for example, if you can get one of those, I think they're up to number 4 drone now. I'm not sure. In fact, the guy in the shop showed me the latest drone. It was amazing. It focuses in on your eyes, and you operate the controls by your hand movements. Amazing. But my one, I could take it up higher than I could see. It would be up through the clouds, and it could go 10 kilometers. It had a range of 10 kilometers. And if it got to within a distance that the battery was not going to allow it to come back, it would automatically return to base. So, yeah, it was amazing. I could just send it out and let it go, watch through the camera where it's going, and get all my video footage as it's going over the hills and all the properties or whatever. And then all you do is hit a button, return to base, and it will automatically come back. And with its avoidance sensors on it and everything, as it comes down lower, it will avoid the treetops and anything else that might get in the way, and just hover up above you, probably about 30 meters above you, and then come down and land. One of the things to remember, though, is when you've got one of these drones, don't go walking away and try to follow it and stuff like that, because when you hit return to base, it's going to go back to where you launched it from, not to where you actually are. So, but I think they might have added that feature on there now to come back to controller, Yeah. The autonomous drone, that might have been the one, Joe, that I had a look at. Yeah, I actually, did I videotape it in the store? The guy, let me have a quick look here, and we'll go down. Took a lot of photos at that park the other day. It was great. Here it is. So I'll do this so you'll hear it. Here's the guy. This is the guy in the store. There's the drone. He's just looking at it and using his hands to bring it towards him. Is this the drone you're talking about? See it? And the thing just fits in the palm of your hand. See how he's there? That's how he's controlling it. These are the guys I'm going back to see today. Battery life is one of the restrictions. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, Joe. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Battery life is not very long in them, though. You can buy the packs, adventure pack, I think they're called, where you get 3 batteries with your kit because you need the extra batteries. You only get about, I think it's about 20 minutes of flight time. But usually that's enough. And you bring it back in, swap out the battery, and take it off, and take it up again. So there you go. Not sure it's a good name for a channel once you start visiting other countries. Yeah, well, that's a good point. Well, I could add a little bit to the end, couldn't I? Discovering Thailand and more, and surrounds, or and its borders. I'm only going to visit the bordering countries. I mean, seriously, if I could, I'd be off to Burma tomorrow if I knew I could get into Burma. I've been to Burma before, and I really want to go back. So I'm looking forward to shooting, that would probably be the first country, one of the first countries I want to go in and do some videoing. I think you can right now. You're right, you can get into Burma, but not overland. You'd have to fly into Mandalay or Yangon that way. But we'll see. The land border opens up. Poof, yeah, I'd love to go over there. That's the one, yeah. What about birds? When you stay at my girlfriend's house, when I stay, not when I do, yeah, when I stay at my girlfriend's house, it's near mangroves, and I often see groups of large birds flying around. Yeah. The birds keep away, although I have had a time with my drone where I had, what was it? It might have been a crow or something. Took a swoop at it once, but in most cases the birds ignore it or just go away. But they are quite noisy, the drones. They do make a lot of noise. Yeah. So there you go. Kevin's saying you can get into Burma, but it's getting out alive that is a trick. Look, I've got a few contacts here that come in and out of Burma quite often. They work in the medical industry. They're American, and they're helping out with medical supplies and stuff like that. Up near Mae Sot, apparently, is one area where they've got a medical thing set up where they'll cross into the Burma and help people that need medical treatment and things like that. So I can keep up with what's going on. And as far as I'm aware at the moment, and I mean, things change, but they haven't changed for a long time, is that if you stay to the main cities, which also includes jumping on a train and going up to places like Bagan, where all the beautiful temples are, or jumping on a boat and doing it over, I think it's a day or two, getting up there, or a local bus. You stay on the tourist route, you'll be fine. You'll be pretty fine. I wouldn't go as far north as what I did when I was there. We're talking 15 years ago when Susan Chi was back in power. And they opened the borders, and I got straight in there because I thought this is an opportunity. Further up beyond Bagan, you probably wouldn't want. You're getting up into those regions where there is issues. But if you just want to go over there, Bagan is a beautiful place, a must-visit place to see if you go over there. Mandalay is fascinating, and Yangon, the two cities, are really good. The people are fantastic. So I would love to go over there, and I would try to encourage people to go over there. What else? Yeah, I was fortunate to visit Burma too. Went to Yangon and Bagan. Yeah, it was like being in a time warp. It is, yeah. A bit like Cuba. Yep. Hardly anything newly built since the 50s. Exactly. Yeah, and it's amazing. You can only stay at a certain number of guest houses or hotels because at the time you had to be registered to have foreigners stay in your hotel. And unless you were Chinese, which could do what they want, if you were a foreigner from a Western country, you were restricted to where you could stay. Everything's in US dollars as well. The local currency was no good. They wanted US dollars, everything. On average, it cost, if I remember, about $7, $8 a night US to stay in the hotels where I was. And you also had to ring ahead. So again, this was before mobile phones. So your hotel where you were, you had to ring ahead to get them to ring ahead to where you were going to, because they'd know where all the places. If you're going to go to Bagan, be there for the night, and they would book the room for you, so they knew you were coming. Yeah, it'd be different now. But I just want to show that if it is, that it's safe for tourists to go there, for people to visit there, and they should, because it all helps the economy and it helps the locals who have suffered terribly, and the businesses from the lack of tourism. You're in there 2019. We'll see right there. I'm guessing just before the pandemic hit. Yeah. So fantastic place. Yeah, for sure. But again, like getting back to the videoing is, I reckon anybody should give it a shot. Make your videos. Maybe you'll become like IShowSpeed, whatever his name is, and get your nearly 30 million subscribers from doing nothing. Really, just for the fact that you're popular, your exposure, you're advertising anybody that gets on the camera with you. And people flock to be on the camera with you, famous people, which in turn builds up your channel, So, maybe I should be interviewing some famous people in Chiang Mai. Is there any famous people in Chiang Mai? Hey? Any famous people? I know a few famous people that live here in this particular condo. I know a couple of people that were quite well known back in the day before retirement. I won't say names, but yeah. How many of those subs were bought? Yeah, well, that's probably true too. That's an option, isn't it? For sure. In fact, I had an issue when I first clicked over the first 1,000 subscribers to get monetized with YouTube. Right when I made it to 1,000 and I ticked the box to be monetized and put in the application for monetization, I released a video that was my retirement video. I think it was the retirement video. I put that out, and I didn't want to put that out until I was monetized, but my friend at the time said, just put it out there, don't worry about it, And out of that channel alone, I think about 600 or 700 subscribers came to the channel. And YouTube actually delayed my acceptance into the monetization program because they saw that video and they saw the jump in subscribers and they thought, what's going on? Is something suspicious here? But no, it was just a popular video. It was just a good video, and off it went, So I actually had to wait almost an extra week and a half after I hit 1,000 subscribers for them finally to accept, and all of a sudden monetization happened. They started putting the ads on my videos and started to earn money. But it took a week and a half to check out because of that video I put out that went so well. Yeah, so few channels grow naturally to those numbers. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I know. You need to get a viral video, don't you? That helps. But then it's not just about the subscribers, it's the watch time and how many people are watching your video and for how long, because in the end, it's the advertising. YouTube's all about money, okay? And the little crumbs that you get from it are fine. For me, fortunately, I live in Thailand where my Australian dollars I'm earning on YouTube goes a lot further than if I was still in Australia on YouTube, all right? So, one of the things that I forgot to mention, and I just realized that now, is my income from YouTube. I forgot to mention that in my video of expenses, which I should have, that I made yesterday. But that's okay. I could do another video on that. The turnover from YouTube doesn't even cover my rent here, but it contributes to it, okay? So if I go out now and I spend, let's say I spend 7,000, 8,000 Thai baht today and get myself the new camera and microphone. All right, let's say 9,000 baht I spend today on that. All right, I will make that back from YouTube revenue in about 3 months. That's how much. I'm not raking in a lot. Okay, now as the channel grows, we hit 3,000 subscribers, 4,000 subscribers. Every now and then I might come up with a video that goes popular and gets constant watching and stuff like that. Then that's great. And maybe I'll pay off this camera quicker. But I know it's an investment and it's going to come back into benefiting the channel by having better quality videos go out, So and plus I enjoy making the videos. I don't enjoy editing them, but I do enjoy making them. So I'm going to enjoy making videos more if I have to spend less time editing them. You know what I mean? So there we go. Boy, time goes quick. Can you believe it? An hour and 20 minutes. I started 10 minutes early, so we've been going for an hour and a half. I have to go soon. Central Festival opens at 11 o'clock. Oh, another thing. I want to see a movie. If I don't get the camera today, I'm going to go see a movie. Because if I get the camera today and the microphone, I want to come back here and start playing with it, right? And learning all about it. If I don't, I'm going to go see a movie. So what do you tell me, guys? Tell me, guys. Beetlejuice. Does it look all right? I did watch the trailer for it. I'm sort of 50-50 with it. Whereas there's another video that's up there that's out called Here we go. I was looking at it here. Speak No Evil, a horror movie that looks quite good. So maybe I will go see Speak No Evil instead. Best case scenario is that I won't go see a movie because then I've got my camera and microphone. Yay, I'll go see the movie later in the week. But I went up there on last weekend and there were lots of people at the cinema. And I don't like crowds in the cinema. It just gets too noisy. I'd rather go on a weekday. So if I get my camera today, I'll go tomorrow or Tuesday, a weekday when it's a lot quieter. Okay. But which video? Watch Beetlejuice, says Model Tank Guy. Yeah. Scale Model Bruce. I go to the horror movie. Yeah. It's about this family that meet another family and become friends with the family and their kids, and they get invited to their holiday house that they have, and they meet up in their family. Anyway, the family turn out to be really, really evil, bad shit. I didn't even watch the whole trailer because I didn't want to. I just watched the first minute of the trailer, and I thought, well, okay, that's all I want to see. This looks good. I didn't want to give away too much, so all good. Roy saying, I found the local taxi drivers very helpful in Yangon. They set me up for a trip to Bagan. Okay, plus if I wanted to see some wild tigers in the northern jungles, unfortunately I didn't have time to see. Yeah, okay, that's great. Yep. Bit of local advice is the way to go. Yeah. And you're not going to get scammed either because they're not used to the tourists. One thing I noticed, and I'm talking like 15 years since I was there, I'm pretty sure it was, not many people smoke cigarettes like your normal brand cigarettes over there. Because at the time I smoked, and I found it hard finding places to buy packets of cigarettes. And they were cheap as, like $1 a packet. But what they do smoke are these leaf-rolled cigarettes, like the Indians have called biddies, but they have these leaf cigarettes. They're almost like a little thin cigar. Very popular. They make them in Burma, and they were fine. I used to smoke them, and you get a whole, like a bundle of them wrapped in a bit of twine of some sort, like that, for the equivalent of 50 cents, and smoke those. I don't smoke anymore, but local places, great. I had I don't know if we'll go into it now. We don't really have the time. But, I've spoken to about it before, but I actually went and trekked down a pygmy tribe, the only and the last Asian pygmies in Southeast Asia, up there in the northeast corner of Burma. And I went up there to find and photograph them because they hadn't been, no one had been up there and photographed them since the late 60s, very early 70s. And after a crazy long train trip north, a bus trip, a day and a half on a bamboo raft on a river, I found the village and I found the pygmies, and I took photos of them, including this beautiful little old lady who came up to my chest, and her family, this pygmy tribe, which I hope are still there. Back in the late 60s to early 70s, there was reported to be a few hundred of them, but from what I saw when I was there, we're down to about, I don't know, maybe there was about 30 at the most, 40. They're probably, unfortunately, no longer there. It just assimilated into the culture and progress and background, and people expanded and things like that. So yeah, but that was fascinating. Yeah, one of the highlights of my traveling. Anyway, getting on. That's another subject for another day, guys. I'm going to whip through the chat, so we're going to finish up in the next few minutes. YouTube will do anything to prevent channels from growing. It's money they have to give up. Yeah, that's right. They do focus more helpful on the bigger channels. I notice on some of the bigger channels that subscribe button or join button actually flashes. I can't get it to do that on my channel. It actually flashes. Little things like that. What else we got? It takes years to grow a real community and to be able to quit your day job. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's it. Yep. So it's all good. You watched a Canadian guy who lives in Bangkok and Koh Samui for years ago. He had only 10 subs, and now his subs are nearly 500,000. Yeah. It just takes that couple of videos. Like I say, that retirement video was really popular. I can go back into the statistics of that video, right? No problem at all. Go down into here. I'll quickly have a quick look and just change this. And I can tell you, there we go there, that the number of subscribers that came just from the views of watching that one video, where are we? Let's go down and have a look. There it is there. We'll go into the analytics and have a quick look. Boom. So the retirement visa video that I put out earned me 457 subscribers. That's 25% of that's nearly 25% of my subscribers that I have today came from just that one video. And it has just now gone to 25,014 views. So there you go. So, just the right video at the right time that came out. And there you go. Beetlejuice or the other horror movie, we don't know. Yeah, quiet and cheap. It's cheap anyway. It's like 120 baht to go see this movie today if I go see it. Yeah. $6 to see a movie. Fantastic. They have more expensive tickets too. I guess that depends on what you want to sit in, where you want to sit. But most times I go to the movies, I'm one of about 4 or 5 in the whole cinema. That's it. I plant myself right down about 8 rows from the front, right in the middle there, head back. There's the screen right there, And the IMAX, yes. There is an IMAX theater there, yeah. But that would be good to see maybe the Alien movie. which I think they've stopped showing that now. I think I've missed out on that one. Yeah, and same with Deadpool. I noticed Deadpool's not showing anymore. I missed that one as well. I would have liked to have seen that. Mark Robert, Bangkok. How are you? Yeah, the thin cigars from Myanmar are called, charoots. Charoots. Yeah, that looks familiar. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. And chew beetle, yeah, with the stains on your teeth. Red spots all over the road. Yeah. The beetle nut, isn't it? Talking about beetle juice. Beetle nut. That's what they chew. Yeah, good on you. Yeah. Yeah, another unusual thing with Burma, only military personnel are allowed to ride motorcycles while I was there. Oh, okay. I heard something about that too. Yeah. That is strange, isn't it? Amazing. Yeah. Got to go get me some Cuban cigars. There you go. Yep. That's it. You risk bringing illness to them, so it's not worth it. Yeah, that's right. Look, we're talking many years, 15 years ago, when I went to see that pygmy tribe, right? And I was aware of that too, you know. But there were kids there that had never seen a white person before. They were coming up and brushing the hairs on my arm, a blonde hair on my arm, because I used to be blonde, not grey, yeah, and touching my white skin and feeling this. The same when I went to Tibet years earlier. I went through villages in Tibet that had never seen any child over 12 years old, younger than 12 years old, had never seen a white person. We were like ghosts. They called us ghosts. I remember coming down the valley into the village, and all the kids ran away, and they were all hiding. And then the chief come out, and then all the people came out, and they're living in mud huts, literally, or in the mountains, in caves. I'm serious. It was incredible. And they were all wearing their yak clothing and yak-made shoes like cavemen. Absolutely once-in-a-lifetime experience. And eventually the kids had courage to come out and see us, and then they looked at their cameras and took their photo, and we, you know, I'm just trying to remember. I don't think there was even memory cards. I think we had film in the cameras. Yeah, we couldn't even show their pictures on a that we're taking. Yeah, it was before digital film. Wow, that's going back. I'm feeling old. So anyway, all good, guys. Well, anyway, thank you all for tuning in and watching. It's 10:30 a.m. here in Thailand. I've got half an hour to get ready and head up to the cinemas up there and have a look. Go to the DJI shop first. Fingers crossed they'll let me take one of those brand new demo, not brand new, but as good as new cameras out the back. That would be fantastic. And then I'll buy the microphone while I'm there as well. Otherwise, they'll know I'm still interested, and I'll get more information, and I'll go see. I'm aiming for the horror movie. I think the horror movie might be the go. So, all right. Well, anyway, guys, thank you all so much. Thanks for tuning in. Whether we do one here from next week, I don't know. We might go out and do a live stream outside. Maybe I'll have the new microphone, new camera. Who knows? We'll see. All right. Thanks, everybody. Catch us all later. See you in the next one. Bye.